Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I would like to welcome all of the Jumuah members to this first online Qur'an Symposium organized by the National Talimul-Quran Department. And I would like to, first of all, thank the department as well for their support. So, as per our practice, we start with the program with the tilawat and translation. And may I request Dr. Jamil Emerson Nori Sahib to please do the tilawat and translation.
Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome, Salaam.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. كما أرسلنا فيكم رسولا منكم يتلو عليكم آياتنا ويزكيكم ويعلمكم الكتاب والحكمة ويعلمكم ما لم تكونوا تعلمون. فاذكروني أذكركم واشكروا لي ولا تكفرون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة إن الله مع الصابرين. Translation. In the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Merciful, even as we have sent to you a messenger from among yourself, who recites our signs to you and purifies you and teaches you the book and wisdom and teaches you that which you did not know. Therefore remember me, and I will remember you, and be thankful to me, and do not be ungrateful to me. O ye who believe, I seek help with patience and prayer. Surely Allah is with the steadfast.
Jazakallah, Dr. Sahib, for the recitation of the Holy Quran. I will now request Sajil Sajjad Sahib to please do the recitation of the Nizam.
السلام علیکم. کلام حضرت مسیح موعود علیہ الصلوۃ والسلام. نور فرقان ہے جو سب نوروں سے اجلا نکلا، پاک وہ جیسے یہ انوار کا دریا نکلا. حق کی توحید کا مرجھا ہی چلا تھا پودا، حق کی توحید کا مرجھا ہی چلا تھا پودا. ناگہاں غیب سے یہ چشمہ اصفا نکلا، نور فرقان ہے جو سب نوروں سے اجلا نکلا. یا الہی تیرا فرقان ہے کہ ایک عالم ہے جو ضروری تھا وہ سب اس میں مہیا نکلا جو ضروری تھا وہ سب اس میں مہیا نکلا نور فرقان ہے جو سب نور سے اجلا نکلا کس سے اس نور کی ممکن ہو جہاں میں تشبیہ وہ تو ہر بات میں ہر وصف میں یکتا نکلا نور فرقان ہے جو سب نوروں سے اجلا نکلا پہلے سمجھے تھے کہ موسیٰ کا عصا ہے فرقان پہلے سمجھے تھے کہ موسیٰ کا عصا ہے فرقان پھر جو سوچا تو ہر ایک لفظ مسیحا نکلا پھر جو سوچا تو ہر ایک لفظ مسیحا نکلا نور فرقان ہے جو سب نور سے اجلا نکلا پاک وہ جیسے یہ انوار کا دریا نکلا
Jazakallah Sajil Saab for the recitation of the Nazm. Now, Auzu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. First and foremost, I would like to welcome everyone to the first Qur'an Symposium organized for Scotland region by the National Talimul-Quran Department. Due to current restrictions, we are having this program virtually. I would like to welcome the National Secretary Hafiz Fazl Rabi Saib and his team to Scotland virtually as well. I hope and pray that all Jamaat members are going to benefit fully from this program. And obviously there is going to be more of an interactive program. So I hope it's going to be beneficial, but don't hesitate to ask any question if you do have any question from the national team as well. So if the response can't be provided at this point, you will be contacted later on with the response through the local Sadr Jamaat. So at this point, what I will do is I will hand over the program to National Secretary Saab, Hafiz Fazl Rabi Saab, to continue with the remaining program. Jazakallah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the sequence of the presentations, the first presentation which I'm going to present to you is Path to Success and Prosperity. And the second lecture would be by Hafiz Fazl Rabi Sahab. My name is Mueed Hamid and I'm Naib Secretary Talimul-Quran Waqf Arzi in UK. And this is part of my responsibilities to conduct the first presentation. With me, this presentation would be presented by Rafiq Ahmed Shah Nawaz Sahib, This presentation is in 3 languages: English, Arabic, and Urdu. First of all, a few points about the title of the presentation, Paths to Success and Prosperity. When we are preparing for Salat or Namaz, we hear Azan, and right before the start of the Namaz, we hear Takbir. Part of the Takbir and Azan, there is a verse, Hayya ala falah and Hayya ala falah. Come to Salat and come to success. So this presentation, the title of the presentation is derived from that. In this presentation, we will learn Salat as a pinnacle of faith. We will also learn importance of correct pronunciation of words of Arabic in Salat and portions of the Holy Quran. And we will also learn some of the most mispronounced words in Salat. As we all know, that Salat is among the 5 pillars of Islam: Kalima, prayer, fasting, zakat, and Hajj. In the Holy Quran, chapter 29, verse 46, Allah Ta'ala says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, most gracious, ever merciful. وَأَقِمِ الصَّلَاةَ, and observe prayer. إِنَّ الصَّلَاةَ تَنْهَى عَنِ الْفَحْشَاءِ وَالْمُنكَرِ. Surely, prayer restrains one from indecency and manifest evil and remembrance. وَلَذِكْرُ اللَّهِ أَكْبَرُ, and remembrance of Allah indeed is the greatest virtue. In our 5 daily prayers, we recite Arabic words of Salat, and we also recite portions from the Holy Quran. Today's presentation is covering how to pronounce those Arabic words of Salat correctly and why it is so important to pronounce them correctly, and what impact it will have on our Salat or our recitation if we don't pronounce those words correctly. Most commonly, there are 2 broader categories of mistakes that we make while recitation of Arabic words. In one broader category, the meaning of the entire word is changed, thus it has an impact on the entire meaning of the whole verse we are reciting. Sometimes it changes the meaning so much so that it makes it a kalma kufr. And the second broader category of mistakes that we make while recitation is where the meaning is not changed, but still the sound effect of the word is changed, thus having an impact on the listener, who will come to know that we don't know our recitation very well. So both of these types of mistakes need to be avoided. Now, there are 3 basic rules for correct recitation. Out of quite a number of rules, we have selected just a few for this presentation so that we learn something and we take home some basics of correct recitation. The first is give each letter its due right. The second is prolonging or shortening each letter according to the strokes and signs. And third is pronouncing each letter according to their attributes. Now, when we say giving each letter its due right, one type of mistake in this category is changing one letter from another letter. For example, in ta'awwuz, we say, A'udhu billahi minash shaytanir rajim. And many a times you will listen people saying it, A'udhu billah, instead of A'udhu billah. So if we say A'udhu billah, we are not giving ayn its due right. Throughout Surah Al-Fatiha, there are a number of places where this mistake is made. For example, An'amta alayhim. If we say An'amta alayhim, we are not giving ayn its due right. Similarly, changing sign of a letter with another sign. For example, in the same verse which I have just taken as an example. صِرَاطَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ. If we say an'amtu, it will entirely change the meaning. An'amta means you blessed. And the whole verse means the path of those on whom thou hast blessed thy blessings. And if we say an'amtu, it means I blessed. So you can well imagine if we change an'amta to an'amtu, it will change the entire meaning of the verse and it will make it a kalma kufr. Similarly, prolonging or shortening each letter according to signs and strokes. We will learn signs and strokes briefly, but just to give you a starter, Fatha, Kasra, and Dhamma are three strokes which are used throughout the Holy Quran. Fatha in Urdu we call Zabar, Kasra in Urdu we call Zair, and Dhamma we call in Urdu Pesh. So if we change the elongation of these signs, Fatha, Kasra, and Dhamma, if we change the elongations, it will change the meanings. For example, in verse, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. And if we say لَا رَيْبَ, it will entirely change the meanings. لَا رَيْبَ means no doubt. لَا رَيْبَ means surely there is a doubt. So the verse means वो किताब, ये वो किताब है, इसमें कोई शक नहीं. This is a perfect book. There is no doubt in it. So you can well imagine if we say la raiba, surely there is a doubt, it will make it a kalma kufr. So the point I'm trying to make here is it is very, very important to recite or prolong or shorten each letter according to the signs and strokes. Similarly, one common mistake we make is pronouncing each letter according to their attributes. For example, there are thick letters in Arabic and there are thin letters. Kaf is a thin letter and Qaf is a thick letter. Qaf in the verse قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ is meaning that say he is Allah, the one. And kul with thin kaf means eat. And you can well imagine it will entirely change the meaning of the verse. Just to take you through a summary of some of the tajweed rules. As I have mentioned, there are thick letters and thin letters. Total, there are 29 Arabic alphabets, huruf. Out of those, 7 letters are always thick sounding letters. 19 letters are always light sounding or thin sounding letters. And there are 3 letters which are conditionally heavy sounding letters. The thick letters are kha, thad, dad, ta, dha, ghain, and qaf. And 3 letters which are conditionally pronounced thick letters are alif, lam, and ra. And there are rules associated with that. Remember that in Lam-e Jalala, letter lam is divine word for Allah. Is always pronounced with thick or heavy sound if preceded with a letter carrying fatha or dhamma. And it is pronounced with light or thin sound if preceded with a letter carrying kasra on it. For example, in Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim and in Allahu Akbar, Lam-e Jalala is pronounced thick in Allahu Akbar because it is preceded with a word carrying fatha. Now, as I've mentioned that fatha, kasra, and dhamma are the harakat or vowels, they are short vowels if they are in their natural state. For example, ba, bi, and bu. Any letter carrying fatha, kasra, dhamma are pronounced for 1 second only. So if there is a fatha, kasra, and dhamma, it's a 1 second rule. But if it is a vertical fatha or fatha ishbaiya, it would be 2 second rule. Ba would become ba, bi will become bi, and bu will become bu. So you can see that 1 second rule is changed to 2 second rule. There are 3 letters in Arabic which are called huruful madda: alif, waw, and ya. If alif is preceded with a letter carrying fatha, it will increase the sound to 2 seconds. Ba would be ba. If waw is preceded with a letter carrying dhamma, it will elongate the oo sound to 2 seconds. Boo. And ya, if preceded with a letter carrying kasra, then it will elongate the e sound to 2 seconds. B. Then there are letters which are called huruful lin. There are 2 letters, ya and waw. They are called huruful lin. Lin means to ease or to soften. Huruful lin are pronounced very softly for about 2 seconds. And they have a gliding sound in it. They produce a gliding sound. That's why they are also called gliding vowels. Yawmiddin would not be correct. Yawmiddin. Alayhim. The rule is letter ya and waw with sukoon sign and preceding letter carries fatha sign. For example, in Yawmiddin. So that's one thing which is to be learned. Tashdeed, stressing. Mushaddad means hardened, and this letter should be stressed appropriately in the pronunciation. A letter carrying tashdeed sign is called a mushaddad letter, and it helps to join with previous vowel letter. In Arabic writing system, a letter with shadda sign means this letter is written twice in succession, first with sukoon sign and then with a vowel or harakat. For example, in Rabbi, if we say Rabbi, it will not be correct. Rabbi, Rab and B. So these are the 2 sounds. They are joining together to produce a mushaddad sound, Rabbi. Then there are small madda and big madda. Small madda is prolonged for 3 to 5 seconds. For example, bima unzila. And big madda is prolonged for 4 to 6 seconds. For example, waladdallin. Now there are other rules of recitation which are associated with this example, and we will learn those rules in our second part of the presentation by Rafi Shahnawaz Sahib. Just to recap, prolonging or shortening each letter according to the rules. Ba, 1 second. Ba, 2 seconds. Ba, 3 to 5 seconds. Ba, 4 to 6 seconds. Some letters are recited for only 1 second. Some are for 2 seconds long. Some for 3 to 5 seconds, whereas some letters are recited for 4 to 6 seconds long. And remember, this depends on the lahan and the tempo in which you are reciting Holy Quran. For example, if in the morning tilawat at home, you are reciting Holy Quran with speed. Similarly, in Taraweeh, it is being recited with a speed. So this 1 second rule or 2 second rule or 3 to 5 second rule will depend on that speed that you are adopting. Now let's take some of the common examples of the most mispronounced words in Salat. This part of the presentation will be presented by my colleague, Mr. Rafi Shahnawaz Sahib, and he will be presenting this in Urdu and Arabic.
जज़ाकुमुल्लाह मोईद हामिद साहब, तमाम मुअज़्ज़ज़ सामीन की खिदमत में अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम। बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। آج میں آپ کی خدمت میں نماز میں جو ان نون مسٹیکس ہو جاتی ہیں جن کا ہمیں پتہ نہیں چلتا ان کے متعلق کچھ گزارش کروں گا. تو سب سے پہلے آپ کے سامنے آئے گا جو لفظ ہے اللہ اکبر، یعنی اللہ کا نام میں جو لام ہوتی ہے اسے لام الجلالہ کہتے ہیں. اس پر تشدید اور ورٹیکل فتح کھڑی زبر ہے، اس سے پہلے الف پر فتح ہے زبر. تو اللہ یعنی ہمیشہ اللہ کا نام اگر لام سے پہلے حرف پر زبر یا پیش ہو تو پر کر کے موٹا کر کے پڑھا جائے گا اللہ. ایک سیکنڈ. اور اکبر جو کاف ہے وہ تھن لیٹر ہے، اس لیے اس کی آواز جو ہے وہاں جرکنگ ساؤنڈ نہیں ہوگی، اکبر کرکلا نہ ہو جائے. آگے بر اللہ اکبر، تو یہ بھی انداز غلط ہے، یہ ہوگا اللہ اکبر. اس کے بعد اگلا جو ہے لفظ سبحانک اللہم، تو بعض دفعہ جلدی میں سبحانک اللہم، تو یہ ہے سبحانک اللہم، با پر کلکلا جزم ہے، سکون کی علامت ہے، سبحانک اللہم. تو میم پر جو تشدید ہے وہ 2 سیکنڈ ہمیشہ جب بھی میم یا نون پر تشدید ہوگی تو 2 سیکنڈ گنا کر کے پڑھا جائے گا ہم. تو یہ ہے اس کا صحیح تلفظ. اس کے بعد ہے و تبارک، بعض دفعہ و تبارک قسموں کا جلدی میں پڑھتے ہیں، و تبارک قسموں کا، یہ ہے و تبارک قسموں کا، و تبارک قسموں کا. تو یہ ہے کیونکہ ہر جو اس کی علامت ہے زیر زبر پیش، اگر اس کو چھوٹی آواز کو بڑا کر دیا جائے گا یا بڑی آواز کو چھوٹی کر دیں گے تو معنی ٹوٹلی چینج ہو جائیں گے. جیسے کہ ہم سورہ البقرہ میں پڑھتے ہیں ذالک الکتاب لا ریب فیہ، تو اگر ہم پڑھیں گے لا ریب فیہ تو معنی بالکل الٹ جائیں گے. جو قرآن کریم میں اصل معنی ہے کہ یہ وہ خاص کتاب ہے جس میں کوئی شک نہیں، تو جب ہم پڑھیں گے لا ریب فیہ تو معنی ہو جائیں گے یہ وہ خاص کتاب ہے جس میں ضرور شک ہے. تو نہایت ضروری ہے کہ ہم تلفظ کو صحیح ادا کریں. آگے ہے جو غلطی کا امکان ہوتا ہے وتعالی جدو کا، تو وتعالی نہیں وتعالی جدو کا. آئین پر فتح زبر ہے، 7 الف ہے، 2 سیکنڈ آواز لمبی ہوگی. اور لام پر بھی کھڑی زبر ہے، تو وتعالی وتعالی. آگے اس کے بعد ولا الہ، ولا اوپر آپ دیکھ رہے ہیں مادہ چھوٹی تو 3 سے 4 سیکنڈ آواز لمبی ہوگی. ولا الف کے نیچے زیر ہے، اس کا علیحدہ ساؤنڈ ہے ای. لا لام پر کھڑی زبر ہے 2 سیکنڈ. ہا تو ولا الہ نہیں ہوگا، ولا الہ. تو بعد دفعہ یہ ہا کی آواز لمبی کر دی جاتی ہے، تو یہ 1 سیکنڈ رہے گی ولا الہ. تو یہ ہے اس کا صحیح تلفظ. اس کے بعد آپ کے سامنے الحمد، تو لام پر جو جزم ہے کہیں بھی آپ کو نظر آئے قرآن کریم میں یا نماز میں تو آواز ٹھہرے گی نہیں، لمبی نہیں ہوگی. ایسے نہیں کریں گے، بس ساکن کرنے کے لیے جوڑیں گے الحمد. تو میم ساکن پر بھی اظہار کا رول اپلائی ہوگا، کیونکہ میم کی آواز 2 وجہ سے لمبی ہوتی ہے، یا تو میم پر تشدید ہو یا میم کے بعد میم ساکن کے بعد اگلا حرف با ہو تو پھر میم کی آواز لمبی ہوگی، ورنہ ہم میم کو ہمیشہ 1 سیکنڈ کی آواز دے کے پڑھیں گے الحمد، اور دو کی آواز بھی لمبی نہ ہو الحمد. اس کے بعد آپ کے سامنے ہے مالکی. مالکی تو یہ مالکی نہیں ہوگا، یعنی مالکی یوم الدین نہیں، مالکی. میم پر کھڑی زبر ہے، اس کی آواز 2 سیکنڈ لمبی کریں گے، تو لی اور کی 1 سیکنڈ. مالکی. نیکسٹ ہم چلتے ہیں، آگے ہے یو. اس کا صحیح لفظ ہے یو. جب بھی واؤ پر جزم ہو اور یا پر جزم ہو، 2 حروف یاد رکھیں، واؤ اور یا، یہ حروف لین کہلاتے ہیں جب ان سے پہلے حرف پر زبر ہو، تو اس وقت ان کو کہیں گے حروف لین. تو یہ سیدھا یو نہیں پڑھا جائے گا بلکہ یو نرمی کے ساتھ آواز لمبی کر کے 2 سیکنڈ یوم الدین. تو یہ ہے اس کا صحیح تلفظ. اس کے بعد ہے صحیح جو تلفظ ہے ایاک. ہمیشہ تشدید والے حرف کی 2 سٹیپ ہوتے ہیں. پہلے اس کو ساکن ساؤنڈ ہوتا ہے اس کا, پھر اس کے بعد تشدید کے ساتھ جو اس کے اوپر علامت ہے وہ بولی جاتی ہے. تو ای یا کیونکہ ساتھ الف بھی ہے تو 2 سیکنڈ الف کے ساتھ پہلے سٹرس دے کے پھر آگے 2 سیکنڈ آواز لمبی کر کے ایاک. تو ایاک بھی نہ ہو, کا کی 1 سیکنڈ آواز ایاک. اس کے بعد اگلا لفظ ہے نا. آئین پر سکون کی علامت ہے جزم. تو نا یعنی آئین کا ایک تو حمزہ نہ بنے, نہ سختی نہ ہو, نہ ابودو نہ ہو, نہ. اس کے علاوہ نعبدو تو یہ بھی غلط ہے, نعبدو. بس اتنی آواز ہے اس کی 1 سیکنڈ تینوں کی, نعبدو. تو بعض دفعہ نعبدو بھی پڑھ دیا جاتا ہے جو کہ آئین مس کر دیا جاتا ہے. نعبدو بھی نہیں ہے, نعبدو بھی نہیں ہے, نعبدو. آئین ساکن کو گلے میں سے نرمی کے ساتھ ادا کر کے بو اردو نعبدو. آگے چلتے ہیں. اہدی, ہا پر جو سکون کی علامت ہے جزم, جب الف کے ساتھ جوڑا جائے گا تو ہا اپنی جگہ سے حرکت نہ کرے, کیونکہ صرف کلکلہ والے حروف جو قاف تا با جیم دال قطب و جد 5 حروف ہیں, جب ان پر جزم ہوتی ہے تو آواز وائبریٹ کرتی ہے, ورنہ اس کے علاوہ کوئی بھی ساکن حرف حرکت نہیں کرنا چاہیے, ہلنا نہیں چاہیے. تو یہ اہدے عام طور پہ جو غلطی سننے میں آتی ہے اہدے, تو یہ غلط ہے. اہدی, بس اہدی. دی کی آواز بھی لمبی نہ ہو اور اہ کی اہ بھی نہ ہو, اہدی. اس کے بعد آگے ہے انعمتا. تو یہاں نون ساکن پر جو آواز ہے ان, یعنی ان, اس کو لمبا نہیں کریں گے, کیونکہ جیسا کہ رول کے مطابق اگر نون ساکن یا تنوین 2 زبر 2 زیر 2 پیش کے بعد اگلا حرف حروف حلقیہ جو کہ 6 حروف ہیں, الف حمزہ ہا عین غائن, اگر نون ساکن یا تنوین کے بعد اگلا حرف ان 6 حروف میں سے ہو تو آواز نون ساکن یا تنوین پر شارٹ ہوگی. ان امتا, میم کے مطلب میں نے آپ کو پہلے بتا ہی دیا تھا. تو ان امتا. تو اگر ہم کسی بھی علامت کو زیر کو زبر پڑھ دیں گے یا زبر کو زیر پڑھ دیں گے یا پیش پڑھ دیں گے تو معنی الٹ جائیں گے, چینج ہو جائیں گے, اس لیے اس کی علامت کے مطابق پڑھنا ہوگا ان امتا. اس کے بعد آپ کے سامنے ہے یہ لفظ ہے جو ولداللین. تو یہ آپ کے سامنے عام طور پر بعض دفعہ جو غلطی کا امکان ہوتا ہے, یعنی ولد علیحدہ پڑھ دیا جاتا ہے اور لین علیحدہ پڑھ دیا جاتا ہے, کیونکہ لام پر تشدید کی علامت ہے اور داد پر بڑی مدہ ہے, اس لیے ہم اس کو 5 سے 6 سیکنڈ بعد لمبی کریں گے. اور پہلے لام تک اگر لائیں, میں آپ کو بتاتا ہوں اس کی پریکٹس کرنے کے لیے, ولد لام تک آ گئے, اس کے بعد لام کو منہ میں روک کے اس کو سٹریس دے کے آگے جاری رکھنا ہے, جیسے ولداللین. تو یہ ہوگا اس کا صحیح تلفظ, اور دعات کو اوپر کر کے پڑھیں گے کیونکہ تھک لیٹر ہے. آگے چلتے ہیں. جو ہم بعض دفعہ پڑھتے ہیں اعوذ باللہ, تو اعوذ باللہ نہیں ہے, یہ الف پر زبر ہے فتح 1 سیکنڈ آگے ہے آئین پر پیش اور واو پر جزم, آئین پر دمہ اور واو پر سکون کی علامت ہے. او, ہمیشہ جب بھی پیش والے حرف کے بعد واو پر جزم ہوگی تو 2 سیکنڈ آواز لمبی کریں گے. تو اعوذ, تو زو کی آواز 1 سیکنڈ, اعوذ. تو اعوذ بھی نہ ہو, یعنی آ کی آواز بھی لمبی نہ ہو اور او بھی شارٹ نہ ہو اور زو کی آواز بھی لمبی نہ ہو, اعوذ. تو یہ ہے اس کا صحیح تلفظ. اس کے بعد آپ کے سامنے ہے الشیطان. تو جیسے یہی تعوذ میں اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم. تو من الشے، ایک تو من الشے نہیں ہے، من الشی اور تو نہیں ہے، یہاں غنہ نہیں ہوگا. عام طور پہ بعض دفعہ سن میں آتا ہے غنہ غلطی سے. من الشیطان الرجیم، تو یہ ہے اس کا صحیح تلفظ. آگے آپ کے سامنے ہے جو ہم رکوع میں پڑھتے ہیں سبحان ربی العظیم. تو بعد دفعہ جب ہم تیزی سے نماز پڑھ رہے ہیں سبحان ربی العظیم سبحان ربی العظیم سبحان ربی، تو ویسے بھی یہ حکم ہے کہ جب آپ نماز پڑھ رہے ہوں تو آپ کو یقین ہو کہ آپ خدا کو دیکھ رہے ہیں. لیکن اگر کم از کم یہ حالت نہیں تو یہ ضرور ہونی چاہیے کہ آپ کو یقین ہو کہ خدا آپ کو دیکھ رہا ہے. تو بڑی ہی نہایت خوبصورتی کے ساتھ الفاظ کی ادائیگی ہونی چاہیے، سبحان ربی العظیم. تو یہ ہے اس کا صحیح تلفظ. آگے چلتے ہیں. جو یہ رکوع سے کھڑے ہو کے ہم کہتے ہیں سمی اللہ لمن حمدہ، تو یہ حمدہ ہے. بعض دفعہ اس میں غلطی کا امکان یہ ہوتا ہے کہ حمدہ سمی اللہ لمن حمدہ، تو یہ حمدہ نہیں ہوگا کیونکہ ہا پر الٹی پیش ہے، انورس دمہ ہے. تو جب ساکن کریں گے تو یہاں پر جزم لگے گی حمدہ. تو یہ ہے اس کا صحیح تلفظ. اس کے بعد یہاں بھی سبحان ربی الاعلیٰ سبحان ربی الاعلیٰ، تو یہ نہیں ہے صحیح درست انداز. سبحان ربی الاعلیٰ، کیونکہ انسان خدا کے حضور پیش ہوتا ہے تو بڑے صحیح احتیاط سے اس انداز سے پڑھنا چاہیے. سبحان ربی الاعلیٰ، آئین پر جزم ہے تو سبحان ربی الاعلیٰ. تو یہ ہے اس کا صحیح تلفظ. اس کے بعد ہے التحیات. تو یہاں جو غلطی عام طور مکان ہوتا ہے التحیات، تو ہا پر زبر نہیں ہے، فتح نہیں ہے، ہا کے نیچے کسرہ ہے، زیر ہے، اور تا پر تشدید ہے. اتا پہلا ساؤنڈ ہوگا اتا، دوسرا ہوگا ہجا، تیسرا ساؤنڈ ہوگا تو. التحیات، تو یہ ہے اس کا صحیح تلفظ. آگے چلتے ہیں. ہوگا ایو، یا پر تشدید ہے اور ساتھ پیش ہے ایو، تو ہا نہ پڑھا جائے کیونکہ آگے نون پر جب تشدید آ گئی تو حرکت والے حرف اور تشدید کے درمیان جتنے بھی حروف بغیر علامت کی ہوں گے وہ سائلنٹ ہو جائیں گے، وہ ڈراپ ہو جائیں گے. اس لیے ہا کو نون کے ساتھ نون پر 2 سیکنڈ گنا کرتے ہوئے ٹھہرتے ہوئے ایوہن نبیو، اور بیجو بھی با کے ساتھ چٹا دیں گے یا پر کیونکہ یا پر تشدید ہے. بی یو نہیں ہوگا کیونکہ بی تب ہوتا اگر زیر والے حرف کے بعد یا پر جزم ہوتی، تو یہ آواز شارٹ ہوگی بیجو ایوہن نبیو. تو یہ ہے اس کا صحیح تلفظ. اس کے بعد ہے آپ کے سامنے وبرکاتہ. تو یہ عام طور پہ ہم جب آپس میں سلام کرتے ہیں اور غلطی ہم سے یہ اکثر ہوتی رہتی ہے، ابھی بھی اس پہ ہم غور کر رہے تھے کہ السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. تو یہ جب ہم آخری حرف پہ رکتے ہیں ہا پر تو یہ ہے وبرکاتہ. تو جب بھی الٹی پیش ہوگی کسی حرف پر، چاہے آیت کا اینڈ ہو چاہے آپ درمیان میں رکنا پڑ جائے یعنی لمبی آیت کی وجہ سے، تو ہا پر جب بھی الٹی پیش ہوگی تو سکون کی علامات آئے گی وبرکاتہ وبرکاتہ. تو یہ ہے اس کا صحیح تلفظ. اس کے بعد ہے بعض دفعہ اس میں غلطی یہ ہوتی ہے کہ السلام علینا، تو السلام علینا نہیں ہے، السلام علینا، نون کے ساتھ آگے الف ہے، ساتھ نون پر زبر ہے، تو نا 2 سیکنڈ آواز لمبی کر کے السلام علینا. السلام علینا بھی نہیں ہوگا، لئی حروف لین، جیسا کہ میں نے بتایا تھا با اور یا 2 حروف لین یاد رکھیں. یا پر جزم ہے، یہ بھی اس سے پہلے لام پر زبر ہے تو یہ بھی حروف لین کہلائے گا اس وقت. لئی السلام علینا، تو یہ ہے اس کا صحیح تلفظ. اس کے بعد آپ کے سامنے ہے اشہد. اشہد اشہد اللہ. یہاں پر آپ دیکھیں کہ جب نون ساکن کے بعد لام پر تشدید آ گئی تو نون بالکل سائلنٹ ہو جائے گا، نون بالکل نہیں بولے گا، ڈراپ ہو جائے گا تو الف کو لام کے ساتھ ملائیں گے جو مشدد ہے. اللہ اس پر مت ہے تو 3 سے 4 سیکنڈ آواز لمبی کر کے اللہ الہ. تو الہ بھی نہ ہو. بعد دفعہ اذان میں یہ غلطی سننے میں رہتی ہے اشہد اللہ الہ. تو یہ ہا آواز لمبی نہیں کریں گے, ہمیشہ زیر زبر پیش کی آواز 1 سیکنڈ آواز لمبی کریں گے. اور بعد دفعہ اشہدو, تو یہاں سے ہم سلپ نہیں کرنا شین کو. اشہدو اشہدو اشہدو, یعنی ہر جو ساؤنڈ ہے ایک خوبصورت یعنی کہ پیس کے طور پہ آپ سننے والے کو سنائی دے. اشہدو اللہ الہ, اللہ الہ بھی نہیں کرنا, یعنی لا الہ مکس نہیں کرنا. اللہ یہ جاری آواز اوپر کو اور ای نیچے سے ہے. اللہ الہ اشہد اللہ الہ. تو یہ ہے اس کا صحیح تلفظ. اس کے بعد چلتے ہیں آگے. درود شریف پہ جب پڑھتے ہیں تو اللہم صلی علی محمد وعلی آل محمد, تو جب وقف کرتے ہیں تو محمدن کہتے ہیں. تو جب بھی کسی حرف کے نیچے 2 زیر ہوں گی, ڈبل کسرہ ہوگی, تو وقف کرتے وقت اگر ہمیں رکنا پڑ جائے تو محمد دن نہیں کہیں گے بلکہ محمد. اللہم صلی علی محمد وعلی آل محمد. اس کے علاوہ جو وعلی ہے آئین پر زبر ہے فتح اور لام پر کھڑی زبر ہے علا. تیری میں جب پڑھا جائے اللہم صلی علی محمد وعلی آل محمد تو اس بات کا خیال نہیں بعد دفعہ رکھا جاتا ولا آل, تو ولا آل نہیں ہے وعلی آل. اللہم صلی علی محمد وعلی آل محمد. تو یہ ہے اس کا صحیح تلفظ. اس کے بعد نیکسٹ ہے بارکتا. تو بارکتا تو کاف تھن لیٹر ہے, سکون کی علامت ہے, تو بری کا بعد ہوگی رک, را کو پر کر کے رکتا. تو بارکتا نہ ہو یعنی کلکلا نہ ہو, اور تا کی آواز بھی لمبی نہ ہو. با کی آواز 2 سیکنڈ کیونکہ ساتھ فتح کے ساتھ الف ہے, تو بارکتا. آگے چلتے ہیں. یہاں عام طور پہ غلطی دیکھنے میں آتی ہے ربی جالنی. ہم خود یہ غلطی کرتے رہے ہیں جب تک میں نے یہ سب شروع نہیں کیا تھا, تو الحمدللہ اس کی برکت سے یہ غلطی دوری. ربی جالنی, ربی جالنی نہیں, ربج. پہلا ساؤنڈ ہے را با اور جیم, تینوں حروف مل کے ربج, کیونکہ با پر تشدید ہے تو را کے ساتھ سٹریس دے کے با کو, پھر اسی زیر کے ساتھ جیم پر کلکلا ربج النی. تو نی کو بھی بعض دفعہ تیزی میں چھوٹا پڑا جاتا ہے جو کہ آواز 2 سیکنڈ لمبی ہوگی. رب اجعلنی, تو یہ ہے اس کا صحیح تلفظ. اس کے بعد آپ کے سامنے ہے مقیم الصلاۃ. تو مقی میم پر زبر ہے, اگر صحیح طریقے سے زبانی نہ یاد ہو تو غلطی ہوتی ہے کہ مقیم الصلاۃ. تو مقیم الصلاۃ تو سواد کو پر کر کے تھک لیٹر ہے, اور لا کو گول نہیں کرنا, یعنی مقیم الصلاۃ نہیں کرنا, مقیم الصلاۃ. تو تی کی آواز لمبی نہیں ہوگی. تو یہ ہے اس کا صحیح تلفظ. اس کے بعد آپ کے سامنے اصل جو تلفظ ہے, پہلا ساؤنڈ ہے جو زال را اور جا, یہ 3 حروف مل کے بن رہا ہے ذریہ. تو یہ ایک ساؤنڈ ہے اس کا, کیونکہ را پر بھی تشدید ہے, آگے یا پر بھی تشدید ہے. تو ذریہ تی, تو یہ بن گیا ذریتی. تو جو غلطی ہوتی ہے بعد دفعہ ذریتی, تو یہ صحیح تلفظ نہیں, یہ صحیح تلفظ یہ ہوگا ذریتی. اس کے بعد آپ کے سامنے ہے رب نغفر لی. یہاں بھی پھر پہلے تشدید والی بات ہی, اب غائن پر جزم ہے, جزم ہے سکون کی علامت ہے. تو ربنا جو پہلا لفظ ہے, لیکن جب ملا کے پڑھیں گے تو رب نغ, تو درمیان میں حرکت وال نون حرکت ہے اس کے اوپر زبر کی, اور غائن پر جزم ہے, تو دونوں الف ڈراپ ہو جائیں گے, سائلنٹ ہو جائیں گے. تو نون کو غائن کے ساتھ ملائیں گے رب نغفر لی, تو لی کی آواز لمبی ہوگی 2 سیکنڈ. تو ربنا نہیں ہوگا, رب نغفر لی بھی نہیں ہوگا, رب نغفر لی. تو یہ ہے اس کا صحیح تلفظ. آگے چلتے ہیں. تیری میں بعد دفعہ والے والے دیا, تو یہ والے والے دیا نہیں ہے, وا لی وا. ली दैया, और दैया की आवाज भी दैयार लंबी ना हो। वली दैया, सिर्फ वा की आवाज, दूसरा जो वाव है उसके साथ अलीफ है, तो 2 सेकंड आवाज लंबी करेंगे। वली दैया, तो ये है इसका सही तलफ्फुज। आगे है जो हम नमाज के आखिर में बोलते हैं, अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाह। तो बाद दफा रा पर जो जबर है, फतह है, उसको जेर के तौर पर पढ़ जाता है व रहमतुल्लाह। तो ये हमेशा रा पर जबर पड़ी जाएगी, अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाह। ये है इसका सही तलफ्फुज। उसके बाद जज़ाकुमुल्लाहु जज़ा। अब मैं माइक मुकर्रम हाफिज फजल साहब के हैंड ओवर करता हूँ।
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. It is a great pleasure and privilege and honor to be here in Scotland Qur'an Symposium today. And the topic of my presentation is Arabic Mus'haf in comparison with Indo-Pak Mus'haf of the Holy Quran. We know that majority of Muslims, they have to read the Holy Quran, the paper reading in the beginning, and for the study of the Holy Quran, apart from sightless Muslims, those who have been gifted with eyes, with eyesight, they need to read the text of the Holy Quran, whether they are learning or teaching the correct pronunciation of the Holy Quran, or translation of the Holy Quran, or commentary of the Holy Quran, tafsir, and other things. And the writing of the Holy Quran, the way specially writing the Rasmul Khat, it is very important that we should have familiarity with that, and we should know how it works. Especially distinctively, we can find the two way of writing. And as we know that the Holy Quran was revealed in Ramadan in cave of Hira. And the very first revelation tells us or prophesies that a great role of Al-Qalam, the pen, will be playing in this recitation and the revelation of the Holy Quran. When Allah Ta'ala says, Alladhi allama bil-qalam, that Lord of the universe, Allah Ta'ala, Rabb, He has taught man knowledge through the use of pen. Alladhi allama bil-qalam, who taught man through pen. And we know the history of the text of the Holy Quran, that the Holy Quran was revealed first. Our Holy Master, the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, heard the holy words, and then he memorized those words, and afterwards his very first task that the Holy Quran, the revealed verses, should be written down, and then he appointed some people who used to write down that revelation, and that is
called Katibin Wahi or Kutabe Wahi. Katib and Katibin is the plural.
Sorry,
And
Officer.
there are many places in the Holy Quran where this internal evidence shows that the Holy Quran was being revealed and written down at the same time in the life of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. It is not like Torah or the Gospels or other scriptures which were written down after the life of their founders. Many years after that, the Holy Quran was revealed and was written down in Mecca and Medina from the very beginning to the last verse of the Holy Quran. And in Surah At-Tur, for example, I like to quote the Holy Quran says, "Wa kitabim mastur," that by the Quran, by the book which has been written down, mastur, and that is written down from right to left and in a lines, mastur. And history tells us that there are about 56 scribers of the Holy Quran in different places, and some of them were very prominent, and especially the four Khulafai Rashidin among them, and many from Ashara Mubashira and some other companions of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And in the lifetime of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the whole Holy Quran was written down on the things which were available at that time, the writing material. And after the demise of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the Holy Quran was in writing as well, but in a scattered matter. Basically, different people were writing that, everything was there, and mostly that was written down in the minds or in the brains of the Huffaz, the Qurra, the memorizers of the Holy Quran. There were hundreds of Huffaz at that time in Sahaba, where at the time of the departure of Hazrat Rasul Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And we know the history of Islam that in Yamama, the Battle of Yamama, when many Hufaz and Qur'an reciters and memorizers of the Holy Quran were martyred, and there was a need of time that we should do something, because if it continues, then there will be a great loss to the Muslim Ummah. And Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu suggested to the first Khalifa, Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala at that time, that the Holy Quran should be written down bain ad-dafatain, between two, right and left, between two covers. And Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, basically he resisted, or he was reluctant to accept that suggestion. But when Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala professed the need and convinced him that this is very important, and that is the need of time, and what are the dangers if we do not do, then Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu agreed to this proposal, and the Holy Quran was written down and was compiled and gathered between two covers, bain ad-dafatain, all the material that was compiled as a proper state sponsored that project. And one after that, Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, okay, the people were sent down on different maqatib for their in the madaris to teach the Holy Quran. People were going to learn the Holy Quran. Islam was spreading outside the corners of the Arabic world as well, as we know that in the time of Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, Iran was conquered, the Faris, and other parts of the world, Egypt, and other part of the world. And as the Holy Quran was in the minds of the people, people were going outside, inside, outside Arabia. In the time of Hazrat Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, again that the question came up that the Holy Quran should be published now, stately sponsored and properly authenticated copies should be made. And it is said that one companion, Hazrat Hudhaifa bin al-Yaman, who was among the mujahideen in the, those who are in the Azerbaijan, in that frontier, and people were arguing about the different recitation of the Holy Quran, different talaffuz about certain words. And one group was saying that my recitation is superior and that is perfect and right, and other was also claiming that one. And there was basically among the non-Arab people at that time, there was this argument was going on. And when after that battle was over, Hazrat Huzaifa bin al-Yaman came to Medina. At that time, the Medina was the capital of Islamic Empire, the Khilafat, and he gave all the account of this dispute and argument to Hazrat Usman radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He said, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, O leader of the faithful, there should be authentic copies of the Holy Quran, so that people should follow that, and that will be in matter of any dispute or argument, will be playing as a authentic copy, as a proper reference book. And Hazrat Usman radiallahu ta'ala anhu agreed to his proposal, and he made a committee. And Hazrat Zaid bin Thabit, who was very learned, very well versed and learned person, he was made the chairman of that committee. And with the census of around 12,000 companions, Sahaba, the copy was created, was written down. Again, the Holy Quran was written down. First of all, that committee called that Mus'haf that was in the possession of Hazrat Hafsa radiallahu ta'ala anha after the demise of Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu. The same copy, which was basically prepared under the instruction of Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu. After his demise, that copy was transferred to Hazrat Usman in his possession, and on his demise to Hazrat Ummul Mu'mineen, Hazrat Hafsa radiallahu ta'ala anhu. So that Hazrat Usman called upon that nuskha or that mushaf, and the committee under the chairmanship or Hazrat Zaid bin Sabit, also that was in their availability, and the Holy Quran was written down, and on each verse there was basically evidence was taken from the Huffaz that they should be, every verse should be in the minds of the people as well, and in the order in which it was taught by the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because there are two distinctive the styles, or otherwise the order of the Holy Quran. First is the order of revelation, as we know that Surah Al-Alaq in the first 5 verses after Basmala, starting from Iqra bismi rabbikal ladhi, Allama al-insana ma lam ya'lam, up to here, these 5 verses were revealed first. And in the order of recitation, Surah Al-Fatiha comes first, and then Surah Al-Baqarah, and then up to An-Nas. And in order of revelation, Surah Alaq comes first, and Al-Mudassir, and Al-Muzzammil, and Al-Fatiha, so and so. So there are 2. One is Tartib-e Nuzuli, order of revelation, and other one is Tartib-e Tartili, ya Tartib-e Tilawat, that is order of recitation. So the Holy Quran was compiled in the order of recitation as was taught by the Holy Prophet ﷺ, and as it was revised during the lifetime of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, and especially twice at the last year of the life of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, when the Holy Quran was basically revised twice in the month of Ramadan according to traditions of Islamic history. So in short, with the census of 12,000 companions, a authentic copy, a master copy was made, and it was named at Mus'haf Imam. Yani that Imam is a leading Mus'haf. That will be just like, for example, if there are hundreds of people and one Imam leads them, and according to his command, Allahu Akbar, they bow down, comes up, or go to prostration, and or start their prayer or end their prayer. So that is that Mus'haf Imam, that this is a main copy Mus'haf, and all copies which will reflect, will basically copy this Mus'haf Imam, the main copy, and that was main copy that was prepared. And then further 5 copies also, and some traditions 7 copies were made, and each copy to the principal city of at that time the Islamic Empire that was sent. One was for Medina people, one was for Meccan people, one went to Kufa, Basra, Yemen, and these very important, where the Muslims were living there. And in each copy of the Holy Quran, identical copy, two muallimin, or the teacher of the Holy Quran, were also sent, appointed by Hazrat Uthman, and they were sent. So not only reading of the Holy Quran is enough, but the way in which it was being taught by the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and in the same way it should be taught to others. It's about the talaffuz, recitation, and the right pronunciation, and the pausing and the starting. All that was taught through those the trained teachers appointed by Khilafat at that time. Now, as you know, that one copy was in the possession of Hazrat Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, who was Khalifa at that time. And as you may definitely you may recall that in the most recent khutbah, Friday sermon, Hazur Anwar Ayyadullah Ta'ala bin Nasir Aziz mentioned about the martyrdom of Hazrat Uthman. Then when he was martyred, Hazrat Uthman, he was basically reciting the Holy Quran, and he was at the end of part 1, because the verse in where his drops were, his blood was dropped, drops of his blood came up, that was in the last page of part 1, and that is the verse fasayakfikahumullah, that the verse, okay. So that was in his possession, and some other copies, they were sent to different principal, the main cities of at that time Islamic world. Now my point is that this time mostly we belong to India and Pakistan, and the copies in our home, 99% we have the Indo-Pak way of writing, or the style in which the Holy Quran is written down. We read that, we study for recitation purpose, for translation purpose, for tafsir purpose, for reflection, anything, study of the Holy Quran belongs to that one. And by the grace of Allah, as one of the pillar of Islam is also to have pilgrimage or Hajj of the Baitul Haram, Al-Kaaba, and also people visit there, and there copies of the Holy Quran which are present in the vicinity in Mecca or Medina or in the Haramain Sharifain, the both holy mosques, sacred mosques, that is not there. That is the Arabic Mus'haf. And sometime when they open that copy of the Holy Quran, our people, then there is a quite struggle to read the Holy Quran, because the writing system are different, and most of the time they confuse, or they would be reading incorrectly that writing, apart from whatever they have memorized from the Holy Quran. And yes, they can recite there what they have memorized. But as far as, for example, if say, okay, I during this time, this holy period, in for example in Umrah or in Hajj, I would be completing one reading of the Holy Quran or 2 readings of the Holy Quran, according to your own shauq and your inclination or determination. Then there is a need that we should understand the difference between the 2 writings, so we do not make any mistake on that one. And we should know, because in the Arabic world, around 25 countries, they are, most of them, they are reading with this style of the Holy Quran, which I'm going to show here. And I like to give you some important point on that. So you look here that on right side, this is Yassan al-Quran style, and even in Ahmadi circles or non-Ahmadis or other, in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, in Afghanistan, this, this phase, especially Barre Saghir, I would say, the subcontinent, we find this, that is on the right side. And this is Surah Al-Fatiha, and that is on left is Arabic Mus'haf. So we like to find out what are the difference. The pronunciation will be the same. Remember, the pronunciation all over the world, almost the same, the way in which they will be pronounced. If the rules of tajweed are taught to an Arabic person or to a Pakistani or to an Indian person, the pronunciation will be the same because they follow certain rules. Now, let's start to understand why I'm saying that, because when we go to inshallah ta'ala, in the previous years, the people have been going there, and inshallah Allah ta'ala make it easy after this pandemic, the people inshallah will continue to go there, because as you can find, this is a commandment of Allah the Almighty. Those who can and who can afford, and the way is safe, and people go there. Yes. So this is Surah Al-Fatiha, and I was mentioning that in those sacred mosques, or there are millions copies available, in different racks, and they will be only having one style of this copy. Not if they so centrally they control all that. The copies of the Holy Quran which are available is only which is on the left side you can find. So let's start with the Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We find that there are, for example, this is on Seen, there is a Sukoon, and here on Seen there is a Sukoon. So there are three writings or writing format for Sukoon or Jazm. In this copy of the Holy Quran, Yasl Quran is like 8, is a circle half cut from the below underneath, and like a from upper like a arch, this is on Bismillah as I come. But here it's just like half cut like a ha, as there is a if the circle is deleted, and in the first step of ha, like a ha, jim, ha, kha, that is there. And some copies of the Holy Quran only a circle, the full circle is there to indicate that there is a Sukoon. So either that is a this kind which you can find here, or a slant, a half circle as it is cut down to some extent in some other copies of the Holy Quran, or this half cut of ha. So this is one of the sign of the Sukoon and Jazm. Okay, that is quite fine. But here you can find Bismillahi on top of that. That is a vertical fatha. Vertical fatha, and we prolong that at least 2 seconds, especially 2 seconds here. Bismillahi. Okay, but here you can find that on this is not fatha ishbaiya. This is a simple small fatha. So what does it mean? Either if we fatha ishbaiya, vertical fatha, we will say Bismillahi. But here, if we are not familiar with the writing system, we say maybe this is a mistake, or we should write, we read that Bismillahi, not Bismillahi. But basically, the right pronunciation will be Bismillahi. In this copy of the Holy Quran, vertical fatha has been put. But in Arab people's mind, or in their practice, when the ha is the next, and the previous letter with the fatha will be always elongated. So Bismillahi, ha, is a good indicator that the previous letter with a mushaddad or any simple, that will be elongated. So they know very well. But if we are not familiar, the person will say, or in other places, they will say, okay, this will be Bismillah, not Bismillah. But basically, the right pronunciation will be Bismillah. Again, you will find that on Allah, before that, there is a alif. And on alif, there is a small, what is on twisted something, a turned a mark on that. This is a half cut of sod. Okay, this is a small of sod. And in our copies of the Holy Quran here, alif is blank. This alif is blank. This alif is blank. Here again, you can find this alif, and on top of that, the first tip of sod. This is basically indication that this is Hamzatul Wasl. Hamzatul Wasl. Yani this sod stands for Wasl. That this letter alif will be deleted, will be dropped, and it will be written. But here in our copies, it is just a blank alif, and we have to find out, we have to understand that this is Hamzatul Wasl, and in joining, in combining two words, it will be remain silent. It has it will be it is written down, but it has no role in the pronunciation. In the Arabic Musaf, that is more indicative that this alif, if Hamzatul Wasl, it is written and it will be joined together. And again, after on Meme, you can find on Meme a vertical fatha as well. And before that is a simple fatha. Okay, this fatha and vertical fatha, if I can make it bigger, you can find here, look, this one. This on Ar-Rahman, Meme, vertical fatha and vertical fatha. So remember the Ar-Rahman, where the vertical fatha has been written down in this way, it is an indication that here alif is hidden. Alif is written down, okay? Like for example, here Ar-Rahman, we in Meme, we just put a vertical fatha to make that the Meme will be elongated, and alif is included in the pronunciation. But here, wherever alif they want to show, that will be indicated by vertical fatha, fatha ishbaya, and wherever it will come, it will be remain same. For example, you can see here Maliki. Now this alif again, and on before that Meme. So it doesn't mean that ma and then alif is there, ma, like, no. Their writing system, or they understand in this way, that the fatha plus vertical fatha, fatha ishbaya, is equal to alif, alif of elongation, alif madda. So that is another point. And another point after that, in Arabic way of writing, waw and ya, they do not take a jazm sign or mark in their system. For example, here, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, we make here ya with a sukun, because we say this ya is a silent, and this ya with a sukun will be indicating that this is ya maddiya, ya of elongation. Prolongation will be made, this ya, ya madda. But here ya without any sukun, and they understand that this ya basically will be acting as a ya of elongation, and ha will be elongated. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. And in other places as well, as you can find here, Ar-Rahmanir Rahim, look, ya without any sukun. But in our that will be here. So our system may be more indicative, or in other words, good indication that this ya is a sukun, but their understanding is that it should be remain free of any stroke, any alamat, and people know that the ha will be elongated because the next letter is coming ya or alif or waw. So inshallah we'll continue. So this is the very first verse, Bismillah. And next we come to Alhamdulillah. Now here in our Mus'haf, it is alif with a fatha. And if we say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, okay, and Alhamdulillah. even when we join together, okay, people who do not understand this kind of alif, hamzatul wasl or hamzatul qat', where a letter is dropped or letter remains intact, they would say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So according to the rules of recitation, that will be wrong. So this mushaf is quite good and indicative that here alif does not carry a fatha. So it means this on alif, on top of that, this is a small sod, which indicates for the wasl, hamzatul wasl. In this case, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim Hamdu. Straight away, because this alif is a hamzatul wasl, is a can be deleted, can be in bracket. So straight away, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Okay. So if we know the rule, even we can say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Because if you say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim Alhamdulillah, that will be incorrect according to the rules of recitation, because here alif is hamzatul wasl and it is dropped, not it is kept intact. Next one, again lillahi, you can see here lillahi long, and here lillahi only simple fatha, because the Arab people know, people of language, that when ha is coming, the previous letter, if there is a mutaharrik, that will be elongated. Okay, so that is one. So alhamdulillahi, and again the pronunciation will be alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Again on a fatha and vertical fatha, upon here is only vertical fatha, because after ayn alif is hidden, is mustatar, is a is in bracket in. So rabbil alameen, in the special way of writing, alif will not be written. If this is apart from Quranic Arabic, for example, if there is a hadith or any Arabic newspaper or any Arabic book, and if you say al-alameen according to pronunciation, you have the full right to put alif on that ayn after alif, and then lam separate and meme like that. But in the text of the Holy Quran, it is being written down from the very beginning in this way. And it is also very important to tell you that when Hazrat Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu gave the principles and the rules and regulation to that Quran writing committee, the leadership of Hazrat Zaid bin Sabit, he said that the Holy Quran should be kept out without, do not insert the dots. And at that time was not harakat, was not available. But anyway, to some extent, the dots were made. But he said, okay, do not put any dots on that, nukta. And that is why for many years, couple of centuries, basically, the Holy Quran was being recited quite nicely, in a good manner, in a correct manner. And even then, at that time, there were no dots, there were no harakat, these one people used to recite correctly, because most of them, they were the people of language, or they're the professional or very dedicated volunteer teachers were available in at the different parts of the Islamic world, and they were as a duty, is a religious duty, they were teaching the Holy Quran all the time in the mosque, in the homes, and like that. But at a certain time, we know that in the time of when the governor of Iraq, of Hajjaj bin Yusuf, he basically he ordered that the Holy Quran, the dots should be introduced, and the harakat and Arab and alamat should be introduced, because the people outside the Arabic world, they were making mistakes, and some people were making very such big mistakes that if that was not addressed, then the meaning could be compromised. So I think that is though the history portrays him in a not a good manner, but I think that he made a great service to the Holy Quran. And at that time, the history was also distorted, okay, because there was Abbasi Khulafa and that was Umayyad Khulafa from Umayyad Khandan. These were two dynasties, and when they came into power, they distorted the history very much. Basically, they professed the other people, other party was very, very cruel. They were zalim, and Allah knows the best. But I think this great service was in His name, that is mentioned by the history of the Holy Quran. So that is the about the Al-Alameen, that when it is will be written down in the Holy Quran, it will be with this spellings. Like similarly, the Malik Yawmiddin. Now in Tunisia, in some Morocco and some Algeria and some other parts, millions people, they recite another variation of the Holy Quran, in a way mean the talaffuz variation, like for example often or often, or some other American accent pronunciation talaffuz, or British pronunciation. So it's a Maliki Yawmiddin, and other is narration is a Maliki Yawmiddin, and does not change any meaning, drastic change. Each meaning basically supports or explains the other one, and belongs to the same family. Is not a extremes like a green or blue or black and white. But Malik means master, as we say Maliki Yawmiddin, master of the day of judgment. And Maliki Yawmiddin also is a continuous riwayat and correct reading as well. Majority, the Qiraat Amma, the universal reading is Maliki Yawmiddin, okay? But Maliki Yawmiddin also, Malik means the king of the day of judgment, like a Malik in Nas. So Malik also attribute of Almighty Allah, and Malik is also an attribute of Almighty Allah. But here, and both shows the authority, the power, grandeur, and full majesty, Malik or Malik. But universal reading will be Malik Yawmiddin. Now, but this word will be written all the time here with Mim, Lam, and Kaf, not Alif. Here you can find Malik in the Arabic Mus'haf, Mim with the Fatha, and after that there is a vertical Fatha to show here that Alif is hidden here, Maliki, but it will be written down always in this way. So that is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, it is okay. Maliki Yawmiddin, already explained. And again, look, Yawmiddin, Dal will be elongated, and next one is Ya. Here in Arabic Mus'haf, Ya is blank, but here in our Yawmiddin, Ya with a sukoon means this Ya is not mutaharrik, is a sukoon, sakin, and the previous letter will be elongated in that way. So both writings are correct, and this is basically to facilitate the readers and the learners of the Holy Quran, either in this way, in our this when it was written down many 100 years back. In this one, we are well familiar with this, and we understand this one. And when we if we do not understand this difference, we might think, oh, this is a printing mistake. They missed here Yawmiddin, Ya blank is here. It shouldn't be with the sukoon. Where is the sukoon is there? Everywhere in this Arabic Mus'haf, the sukoon is not present. So maybe this is a printing mistake, typo. And the Arabic people, if they do not familiar with our this writing system, they would also object that. I remember this is 10-15 years back, one Arab lady came to here in our at that time our Hardwick's our offices were there, Jamaat offices in Hardwick's in Wandsworth, and that Arabic lady was basically Arabic writer as well, and Tabligh contact, and she was saying that why here is with the sukoon, what is the purpose of here this sukoon on Ya and on the Wow. So it was quite a foreign a concept for her, and she was she was not ready to accept, and she was thinking that I can't understand why you put there. But because from the very beginning we also grow up with this writing system, always seeing and reading and writing, say this is okay, that's fine, unless people understand both, that that is they're basically writing, and the font system as well. You look here, Yasser Quran, very clear, very fine, very nice, the font system, where each letter is clear. There, this is more calligraphic, more, but they more pleasing for them, and they like this one. And maybe they were unable to read on the right side, but the Arab people will be able to read perfectly on the left side because they are used to that one. But as the world has become a global village, it is important that the two distinctive Indo-Pak, because the millions copies are being printed, and we naturally, being the people of language of this Urdu or Punjabi or other, we know about this one, and we also should know them. And see, even as we are doing tabligh to all people of the world, they should also we should also be able to explain our this copy of the Holy Quran in this one, and know their difference as well, because whatever the Holy Quran are being printed by us in different translations, in different, the text is the same, which you can find on the right side. Okay, as now it is properly is manzoor, yani ke is approved, and our intellectual property, or that is khate manzoor, basically, in the name of Hazrat Pir Manzoor Muhammad Sahib, who made that Yasr Quran Qaida. So Yawmiddin Iyaka. Now again, as I mentioned about the Hamzatul Wasl. Now in our copies of the Holy Quran, when there is a Hamzatul Qat, meaning that Hamza which is takes a kasra, fatha, kasra or dhamma, okay, all the time, and that will never be dropped, that is called Hamzatul Qat, and we put a kasra, write that one. Okay, that is quite common. But here, always that Hamzatul Qatl, where fatha, kasra, dhamma always placed, and that alif is not treated as Hamzatul Wasl. For Hamzatul Wasl, they put a small sod on that, as I gave you the example of Allah, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Alhamdu, Al-Alameen, again on Ad-Din. But here on alif, you can find a Hamza and underneath a Kasra. So this is Hamzatul Qat, meaning this is a permanent alif. It will not be in bracket. It will not be deleted like a Maliki Yawmi. We can't say Maliki Yawmi Niyaka. No, Maliki Yawmi Dini Iyaka. Even if you are combining these two words, verse number 4 and 5, we say Maliki Yawmi Dini Iyaka. And because here, this in our, we have to memorize, we have to learn about that one. But here in Arabic Musaf, clearly when Hamza is there, you know, alif and underneath is a Hamza, we understand that this alif will be kept, and even if we join together, it will not be dropped. So Iyaka, so and again, wa Iyaka nasta'in, and on Ya you can find. Now again, on the verse number 5, nasta'in, we say nasta'in, and next one ihdina. Okay, ihdina. And here ihdina, we understand that it must be read, but here this is a good indication. That is why I think people should have the available the PDF copy of Arabic Mus'haf in their digital library, so that they can make a comparison. They should also increase their knowledge. Look here, they say this alif is not Hamzatul Qat, is a Hamzatul Wasl. On alif there is a sod is there. It means that it will not be read in this way as it is indicating wa iyyaka nasta'inu ihdina. No, like yawmiddini iyyaka. This alif is Hamzatul Wasl here, so it will be iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in nuhdina. You can join together as well. as you know, if you have a longer breath, you can join. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. Okay, so that is added benefit. And then as-sirat, again I told you about this one, al-mustaqim hamzatul wasl, ya sirat al-lazina an'amta, I told you alayhim, and again alayhim, there is a la and 5. You know, this is in our you know distorted version of ha. Basically, this is ha, but here we cannot find there. Okay, so it means that in this Indo-Pak copies, the many because mostly people, 90% people or maybe more, they are unable to understand the Holy Quran from directly from the text, because we are not the people of language, you know, as a majority. So they have introduced extra rumuzi oqaf, the punctuation marks, to make sure that the people do not make mistake, and they pause at right time, they start at right time. So they have put on la on that, Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, that it is continuous, the message is continued. And similarly, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, la is there, and again Ar-Rahim, la is there. But you can find here nowhere on the top of a verse any rumuzi oqaf, any punctuation. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, yes, that is identical with here. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we find la means it message is continued, no stop here, and here we cannot find. So Sirat al-Lazina anamta alayhim, this one, Ghairil Maghdubi alayhim walad-dallin, that is fine. Now here, last point, because I'm going to conclude this one. Otherwise, if I had time, I would be doing in part this Surah Al-Baqarah as well, identical. But I think that the mess so far in this presentations, that is fine. Last point I like to mention here, that after Walad Dalin, this Hamza is basically is a sign of ruku, that one ruku, one portion has complete. And this is a half cut of ayn sound. It looks like Hamza, but basically this is a half cut ayn, and ayn is a good sign for a ruku sign. Okay, but here we cannot find on top of that. So it means that the ruku concept is not present in Arabic Mus'haf. They have divided into hizb after, you know, after certain verses that they made that 8 you know hizb, rub, and basically we say 1/4, they made it 2. So basically there are 8 ahzab in one part, in one juz, but we have the ruku 1, ruku 2, ruku 3, like that. There are added benefits of this one as well. People like that, that's quite good. And those who have those ahzab, that is for their purpose, they because they are more used to make a long recitation in the namaz, so they are sticking to that. Both have their benefit. For the memorization of the Holy Quran, I think that is a good for the ruku system, and especially when you are reading a moderate recitation in namaz. So ruku 1, ruku 2, ruku 3. So that is the conclusion of my presentation, that please add a digital copy of this Arabic Mus'haf, and whatever you have memorized the Holy Quran from the beginning or at the end, some chapters of the Holy Quran or inside, make a comparison and find out, so that when Allah Ta'ala blesses you with the visit, the holy visits, there shouldn't be any problem, and you are able to read the whole of the Holy Quran in a correct manner. And inshallah ta'ala, in the second round, when we will visit again Scotland region, when we complete all the regions of the UK, we'll come back, maybe I will be giving you another manifestation or a part 2 of this presentation with more structure, with more this information. So from me now, I would conclude and back to Aman Sahib.
Jazakumullah. Thank you very much, Hafiz Fazl Rabi Sahib, National Secretary, Talimul-Quran and Waqf Arzi. And I also very thankful to Mueed Hamid Sahib and Rafi Ahmed Shah Nawaz for a very informative presentation. We have listened a summary of various rules of recitation, correct recitation. Based on these some rules, we have arranged a multiple choice question for you, Quran quiz. This is an anonymous quiz, and I would request all participants to take part. I will read the question with four multiple answers on the slide, and then I will release the poll for you to select only one correct answer from these choices offered on the slide. Then I will share the percentage of correct answer with you, and that correct percentage will be counted towards your region's aggregate total. So let's start the quiz now. I will be taking your numbers as well. So I will share the result at the end. What is the total marks? So first question for you is, how many Arabic letters are always recited with thick sound, with heavy sound? 7, 10, 19, or 21? How many letters are always recited with the thick sound? So this is the poll for you to give me answer. Just select one correct answer. Options are there. Are there 7 letters? Are there 10 letters? Are 19 letters are thick, or 21 letters are thick letters? So this is time for you to answer. Only 35% have voted so far. So I would urge everybody, all participants, to take part in this one. We don't know who is giving which answer, so don't worry about that. Just select what you think is the correct answer. Option 1, option 2, option 3, and option 4. Which one is the correct one? Just give according to your views. What is your understanding about these thick and thin letters? So I'm going to close the poll now for you. So just one more. Yes, now. Okay, this is the result of first question. 90% people think there are 7 letters which are recited always with thick sound. 5% think there are 10. 3% thinks there are 19, and 3% thinks there are 21 letters. So the correct, most popular, and most people have answered there are 7 letters which are always pronounced thick, and this is the right answer as well. As in the first presentation, we know that Kha, Sad, Dod, Ta, Za, Ghain, and Qaf with the 2 dots. These 7 letters are always pronounced with thick sound. So 90% have given me the right answer. It is a quite big number, and first time I have seen the people have given that good percentage with the right answer. So next question for you is, as per rules of recitation, which letter is called a madmoom letter? A madmoom letter is a letter with fatha, or a letter with kasra, or letter with tanween, or letter with dhamma. That is the question number 2 for you. Which letter is called a madmoom letter? So choice is yours. So you can select the correct answer. 4 options are there. This is option 1, letter with fatha is called a madmoom letter, or a letter with kasra, a letter with tanween, or letter with dhamma. Tanween is where there are 2 zabar pesh or 2 zair. So madmoom letter. Thank you very much. Good participation. Just a few more seconds and then I will close the poll for you. So this is the opportunity for you to answer quickly. A letter with fatha, kasra, tanween, or dhamma is called a madmoom letter. There are 4 options for you. Please select the correct answer. So I'm going to end poll now and going to share result with you. Let's see how many people. So 7% thinks a letter with fatha is called a madmoom letter. 2% think no, it's a kasra, and 22% think no, it's a tanween, which gives the name a letter a madmoom letter. And the 69% have given me the answer, a letter with dhamma is called a madmoom letter. Again, 69% people have given me the right answer. So a letter with Dhamma is called a Madmum letter. Question number 3 for you. How many letters are called Haruful Leen? This was repeated so many times in the presentation. There are 5 letters which are called Haruful Leen. There are 4 letters or 3 letters or 2 letters. How many letters are called Haruful Leen? Question number 3. And options are there for you now to give me the answer. 5 letters, 4 letters, 3 letters, or 2 Arabic letters are called Haruful Leen. Options are there, and you can select your correct answer, which you think is the correct answer, the 4, 5, 2, or 3. Option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4. So I'm going to end polling now. MashaAllah, very good participation. Jazakumullah. There is the result. 10% thinks there are 5 letters. 4% thinks 4 letters. 18% think there are 3 letters. And 67% think there are 2 letters which are called Haruful Leen. Again, very good number of people who have given me the right answer. And there are 2 letters, Waw Sakin and Ya Sakin, when preceded with Fatha sign are called Haruful Leen. There are 2 letters, Waw and Ya. That's the right answer, and 67% have given me the right answer. Question number 4 for you. How many prostrations of recitations Yudu Talawa are there in the Holy Quran? There are 13 places where we offer Sajda Talawat. There are 14 places where we offer Sajda Talawat. 15 places or 16 places where we offer Sajda Talawat. Question number 4 for you. Easy question. And there's a very quick participation now. Just select the option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4. Only one option is the correct answer. Now this time there's a quite mixed option. Let's see. Just a couple of more minutes and then I will stop polling for you. Sorry, not a couple of more minutes, couple of more seconds. Okay, I'm going to end polling now and share the result with you. Let's see what happened here now. 12% people think there are 13 places where we offer Sajda Tilawat in the Holy Quran. 44% think there are 14 places. 38% and thinks there are 15 places, and 6% think there are 16 places. Now, this time 44% said 14 places, but this is not the right answer. Right answer is 15 places where we offer Sajda Tilawat. So 38% have given me the right answer for this question. So please remember there are 15 places where we offer Sajda Tilawat. Question number 5 for you now. During the recitation, the long vowels are pronounced for 1 second, 4 to 6 seconds, or just for 2 seconds, or 3 to 5 seconds as per mode of recitation. So long vowels are pronounced for 1 second, 4 to 6 seconds, 2 seconds, or 3 to 5 seconds. I'm going to give you option now. Question number 5. And I hope quick answer for this question as well, because it's a very simple, basic question for recitation, correct recitation. So let's see what is the outcome of this simple question. MashaAllah, good participation. Jazakumullah. I'm quite happy with the Scotland region. They are taking part, no hesitation whatsoever. So I'm going to end polling now. Share the result with you. Okay, let's see what happened. 6% thinks their long vowels are recited for 1 second. 11% thinks they are 4 to 6 seconds. and 67% thinks it's 2 seconds, and 17% thinks they are 3 to 5 seconds. So this time, most popular answer is option 3, 3 seconds, and 67% agree with the right answer. Yes, there are only long vowels are 3: alif madda, waw madda, and ya madda. These 3 vowels, and we wherever these long vowels, we pronounce those for 2 seconds. Waw madda, waw should be alif madda. Alif should not have any sign or stroke on it, and preceding letter should have fatha on it. And ya with sukoon sign, and preceding letter should have kasra, and waw should have sukoon, and preceding letter should have dhamma. These are 3 long vowels, and they are pronounced for 2 seconds. So correct answer, 67% agree with the correct answer. So now question number 6 for you. The iqlab rule will be applied if noon sakin or tanween is followed by a letter ha. No. If letter ba. No. You think no, it's a letter meme. Or if you think a letter lam, then choose option 4. So I'm gonna give you poll for this question. So please answer. As per rules of recitation, iqlab will be applied if noon sakin or tanween is followed by a letter ha, ba, meme, or lam. MashaAllah, I think people are thinking on this question. So, okay, you get time to have a good think and let me know if it's a letter ha, when iqlab rule applied, or ba, or meme, or lam. Which letter is followed by noon sakin or tanween, then we apply a iqlab rule. Okay, I'm just a couple of more seconds and then I will end the poll. Thank you. Let's see what happened here now. 6% thinks their letter ha when iqlab rule applied. 50% thinks no, it's a letter ba. 36% thinks no, it's a letter meme. Or 8% thinks it's a letter lam. But the correct answer is ba, option number 2. When noon sakin or tanween followed by letter ba, then we iqlab rule applied and noon sound changed into meme sound. And usually in our Hafsa was showing Yasanul Quran style Quranic Kareem, and in that way of writing, the small meme is always written where iqlab rule apply. So I don't know why the people are saying lam or meme. So next question for you. Question number 7. While pausing at the end of a word, which sign is changed into vertical fatha? Which sign changed into vertical fatha? Fatha, if its last letter carries fatha, or if last letter carries dhammatain, or if last letter carries kasratain, or last letter carries fathatain. So you need to give me, while pausing at the end of a word, which sign is changed into vertical fatha? Question number 7 for you. If you know the rules of waqf, then you can answer very easily. Question number 7. When last letter change into fatha, vertical fatha, khadi zabar, when it carries a fatha, or it carries dhammatain, it carries kasratain, or it carries fathatain. Last letter, just remember the stress is on last mutaharrik letter. So good participation. So rules of work are quite good, looks like here. I'm gonna end polling now. Let's see. Okay. 9% thinks if the last letter carries fatha, then when we pause on it, it will change into vertical fatha. 8% thinks no, it's a dhammatain. When last letter carries dhammatain and we have to pause on that letter, then we change into vertical fatha. 9% thinks no, it's a kasratain. And 74% thinks it's a fathatain. And the right answer is last letter, if carries fathatain, then it will change into vertical fatha. So 74% have given me the right answer, mashallah. So there is the result. You can see 74% have given me the right answer. So next question, number 8 for you. Which surah of the Holy Quran is always read in Jumu'ah prayer, Friday prayer? Surah Al-Ghashiyah, Surah Al-Ala, Surah Al-Jumu'ah, or Surah Al-Fatiha? Which surah of the Holy Quran is always read in the Friday prayer? I'm going to give you poll for this question. So carefully answer this simple question. Which surah of the Holy Quran is always read in the Friday prayer? Good participation, mashallah. So I'm gonna give you, just wait for 2 more seconds and then I will share the poll with you. There we go, the result is there. Now it's quite interesting. 12% thinks now Surah Al-Ghashiyah is always read in the Friday prayer. 17% thinks no, it's a Surah Al-Ala. And 7% thinks Surah Al-Jumu'ah should be recite in Friday prayer, and 64% think no, it's Surah Al-Fatiha. Again, good numbers have given me the right answer. It is a Surah Al-Fatiha, which is compulsion in every single prayer that we should be reciting the Surah Al-Fatiha. Then we can recite any portion of the Holy Quran in any salat, including Friday prayer. So compulsion is Surah Al-Fatiha. The right answer is Surah Al-Fatiha. 64% have given me the right answer. Jazakumullah. The question number 9 for you is, which one of the following letter is conditionally pronounced with thick sounds? You know, in the first presentation, we learned that there are certain letters which are always pronounced thick, certain letters which are always pronounced thin, and certain letters which are conditionally pronounced thick sound. So please give me the which letter, one of the letters is the correct conditionally thick letter. Letter Ra, Ta, Ghain, or Kha. Question number 9, easy question. If you have listened carefully the first presentation, the answer is already there. So which letter is conditionally pronounced, recited with thick sound? Okay. Question number 9, we are nearly there. So I'm going to end polling now, share the result with you. 52% thinks it's a letter Ra, 23% thinks a letter Ta, 14% thinks letter Ghain, and 11% thinks letter Kha. So whoever have chosen letter Ta, Ghain, and Kha, all these 3 letters are permanently thick sound letter. And only Ra is a letter which is conditionally, in some cases, it is pronounced thick, and in certain condition, it is pronounced as a heavy sound letter. So 52% have given me the right answer. Jazakumullah. And the next question for you is, the letter Mim Sakin is always pronounced with light Gunna nasal sound if followed by a letter Noon, letter Ba, letter Waw, or letter Mim. Oh, sorry, Lam. The options are there for you. Just choose option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4. If you think it's a letter Noon, then go for option 1. If you think it's a letter Ba, then go for option 2. If you think it's a letter Waw, then go for option 3. And if you think Mim Sakin will produce a nasal sound if followed by a letter Lam, then go for option 4. Very competitive answer. So you have to have a good understanding to answer this question. If you know the rule, it's very simple. And now I'm going to end polling now and share the result with you. Okay. Letter Meme Sakin is always pronounced with light nasal sound, Gunna sound, if it's followed by Noon. 39% have given me the right answer. If letter Ba, then 39%, and 13% Wow, and 9% think no, it's a letter Lam. But the correct answer is if Meme Sakin is followed by letter Ba, then we have to produce a light nasal sound. So 39% have given me the right answer. So, mashallah, first time I have seen any region who has got a 60% correct answer ratio. So your regions for this quiz is 60%, which is quite good as compared to other regions. Now I have 2-3 more questions for you. Quickly, please answer these one as a feedback. How satisfied are you with today's event? What are you, if you were expecting and you got what you were expecting, then please answer this satisfied feedback question. If you are very satisfied, just go for option 1. If you are satisfied, go for option 2. If you are not satisfied, you will go for option 3. And if you are not sure, then go for option 4. So very satisfied, if then go for option 1. If you are just satisfied, then good for you, just go for option 2. If you are not satisfied, you think you need more, then go for option 3. And if you are not sure to answer, then you can just go for option 4. So I'm going to end polling now, and I will share result with you. Look, 72% have said they are very satisfied with today's event, and 22% thinks now they are just satisfied. Good, thank you very much. And 3% said they are not satisfied. They might be thinking more advanced. And 2% are not sure. So that's fine. They don't want to give answer. So next question for you is, would you like to attend the Holy Qur'an Symposium if organized in region again? As Hafiz Saab mentioned, we will inshallah come back once we have finished all regions in UK, and then we will come back again in Scotland. So there's an opportunity for you to give me answer to this question. If you think yes, inshallah ta'ala, you will attend again, then please go for option 1. If you will not attend, then go for option 2. And if you are not sure, then obviously you can go for option 3. So good participation I'm going to end polling now and share the result with you. Okay. Mashallah, 94% regional Misa people think they will come back if we arrange to another Quran Symposium. 4% thinks no, they will not come. And 2% thinks they are not sure yet. So inshallah ta'ala, we don't know what will happen in the future. And mashallah, 94% thinks they have made their niyat that inshallah we will go to attend that symposium in future again. And inshallah ta'ala, Allah ta'ala will start their reward meter right now, because neki will start as soon as you decided to do that neki, your meter starts then and there. So Allah ta'ala reward you for this intention. And the last question for you regarding attendance, please just let me know how many members of your family are attending this symposium today from your household. If only one member are attending, just go for option 1. If you think the 2 members are attending, then go for option 2. If 3 members are attending, go for option 3. If 4 members, then go for option 4. And if 5 members or more are attending, then go for option 5. This will help us to take the attendance. Mashallah, try to answer. It's not easy question. You are not going to ask anybody. You just, if you are attending on your own, just go for option 1. If 2 members, your husband and wife, are attending, then go for the option 2. If 3 members, children are there as well, go for option 3. And 4 members, go for option 4. And 5 or more options, and then go for option 5. So, mashallah, good participation. I'm gonna end polling now and the share result with you. 40% are 1 member are attending, 11% are 2 members are attending, 17% 3 members are attending, 15% 4 members are attending, and 17% are 5 or more members are attending. Jazakumullah. Thank you very much for this help and taking part in the Quran quiz. Now I will hand over to my colleague Dabir Bhatti Saheb for the next presentation.
Assalamu alaikum. Let me share the screen. Right, this is the presentation for Scotland region. This is here, I'm going to introduce to you the website. Almost all Jamaats, all departments have a website. We also have a website. Our website resides under www.ahmadiyya.uk. So if I was to type that, I will get this page. This is our official Ahmadiyya internal facing website. So in case you're not aware that this is our website where we have the events, the news, regions. I mean, it's still being built, but many of the departments, not many, but some of the departments, like the Talimul-Quran website, is already well functional, and it has been functioning for many, many years now, before this website, before the main website came along. So here you will see all the different departments: finance, Ishad, IT, Tabligh, and Talimul-Quran. Here you will see, and somewhere in the middle. You can also go to the Talimul-Quran website by typing directly, rather than going through here, going to ahmadiyya.uk/NQC. So let's go on to the website and see what it looks like. This is the home page. At the moment, currently, this is what it looks like. At the top, we have the top menu, the online courses, class recordings. At the bottom, you have the Hifzul Quran, Waqf Arzi, Quran Multimedia, Quran Quiz, Question QA Forum, newsletters, group learning application, and download section. So let's start with the online courses. If I let me just go back here. If I go back on this and click on the online courses, here you will find not just the recordings of all the previous lessons, but also the courses that you can enroll yourself on to do the course at your own pace. I will come back to you later on how to apply for the courses if you want to take part in the course that we run, that are organized by the department throughout the year. So if I was to, as an example, click on the Bil-Qur'an, and there you will see at the bottom you have G1, G2, G4 course lists. But here at the bottom you have G1 recordings, G2 recordings, G4 recordings. So these recordings are recordings of the previous and the current classes that are going on. And as I said, I will come back in an hour after this is finished, just to show you how to join these classes. If you wish, you could do, rather than join the class, do a self-paced learning course. So if I was to press on, for example, Tahsilul-Quran level 1, and this is what it looks like, this could be quite good for the adults, for the new Ahmadis who are joining in, or even for the older Atfal, or if you want to brush up your own recitation. So you can see each course is divided into very simple lessons, broken down. One reception, number one is recognition of dots, Arabic letters, two kinds of letters, combined letters. Some of them have a quiz. You can see the quiz there. You can take the quiz and you can do this step by step at your own pace. And this is level 1. You've also got level 2 course, and you've also got the Tarjama course, and you've also got the Tartil course. So these are self-paced learning courses that you can take at your own time. Briefly, I will touch on this class recordings. You go to class recordings on here. You have G1, G2, G5, G6 class recordings of the previous and the current class recordings. So if I look at one of them, these are all available on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and you press N, if you search for NQC class recordings, you will come to our channel. So we also encourage you to subscribe to our channel, our YouTube channel as well. So here, all the different class recordings are broken down into playlists, and you can then view the playlists as the ones that you want. So for example, this one is on the 13th of November 2020, last year, and you can listen to that at your own time. Now, how do you apply for these courses? All these recordings, and how can you be part of that? If you was to click on, go back to the menu here, you click on this group learning application. What the department has done for the Jamaat is that we are offering you different courses for different types of the audience. So we have G1 for the young, the very young, who are just started to read the Holy Quran. This is in English for 12 weeks, 6 to 12 years for Atfal and Nasirat. Then we have G2, the Quran reading level. This is a little bit more advanced. This is to improve the and to correct the mistakes that the youngsters may have picked up. This is again for 6 to 12 years. We have the G3 Hifzul Quran class, and all this you can apply. This button here, you can press this and you can apply for this, for these courses for yourselves or for your children. G5, this is a Tilawat improvement lesson in Urdu. It's a family class. G4 is for Lajna and only for Lajna. G6 here is in Urdu and also for Lajna as well. G7 is Quran reading level 1. This is for all adults. This is in English for male and female. And G8 is a very popular course, Talimul-Quran advanced course in Urdu. And this is again for all male and female. As I said, you can click on here and apply. Some of these courses are oversubscribed, so you can apply as soon as you can. If you don't get through, you will get through to the next stage. So these courses are running throughout the year, and every year we have new classes open. Then next to this group learning application, we go to the downloads. From all the downloads, you can also access the various lessons, G1, G2, G4s. You can, G8 is a question and study notes. This is for the ongoing course that is currently going on, and the notes are on here. Al-Hafizun newsletters, prayers before starting and learning and teaching the Holy Quran. You can download that, the Holy Quran, basic facts. There's a lot of resources, useful resources. This Tajweed rules, coded. You can download that. Significance of nouns in the Holy Quran. You can download that if you want. Translational Talimatul Quran lesson, recitation analysis, translation analysis of. These are also available on the on the main menu, but you can also go from here. Then you have some English downloads, and you also have some Urdu downloads. The 5-volume commentary is here. Introduction to the study of the Holy Quran is here. Dictionary of the Holy Quran. This is all very, very useful. The non-Muslim writers of what they write about the Holy Quran, and also in Urdu as well. These resources are there for you to have a look at. This is by no means extensive, but a lot of things are done for you on your fingertips on this website. Where are we now? Yes, as I said, recitation analysis. Just before that, you can also submit a tilawat. You can click on this tilawat submissions and submit to us your tilawat, and the team here will go through your tilawat, and they will give you back by email an analysis of what the failings are, where the improvements can be made. So this could be very useful for your own personal benefit. Recitation analysis, we take some of these verses, of the well-known verses, and we break them down and how to recite them correctly. As an example, if I look at recitation analysis of Surah Al-Imran, verse number 145, وَمَا مُحَمَّدٌ إِلَّا رَسُولٌ. You know how it is broken down, وَمَا, and the simple elongation, ghunna for 2 seconds with this here, Muhammad, and so on and so forth. Similar to recitation Holy Quran, the recitation analysis, we also have the translation analysis, and this is a breakdown, word by word of the translation of some of the well-known verses of the Holy Quran. We also have a section here, Quran Multimedia. This is next to this Waqf-e Arzi, which Hafiza will introduce to you later on. Quran Multimedia, we have various apps for iPhone and Android that are available. So, for example, you've got the Talimul-Quran iPhone app. This is the, you can download this on your mobile phone, and then you can go through the, through this book to improve your tilawat and understand the rules of the recitation of the Holy Quran. Then you have the Talimul-Quran quiz. This is a quiz which is more general knowledge on the Holy Quran. It's 15 quizzes. Each quiz has 10 questions. You can go through each quiz, and at the end of 10 questions, it tells you a score of how well you've done. It can get very addictive, which is good, learning the Holy Quran. And the aim is, if you can set yourself a target to get 100% every time for all the quizzes, then you have learned quite a lot. At the end of the quiz, you can review your answers. You can go back and redo the quiz, or you can click to say, no, show me what mistakes I have made, and you can see your mistakes. The class recording app is also there. I need to update that, or not all the classes recordings are there, but I do have to update it because so many other G classes have now come up, and this is slightly out of date. You also have selected YouTube recordings, the last 10 surahs. This is, if you go there, it's very nice if you can listen to these. It's a teacher recites each verse. Like, for example, it's shown in the first one here, Surah An-Nas, Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas, and then it is recited by a child reciting it twice. And in this way, you can improve your own tilawat of at least of the last 10 surahs. Quran quiz, which is also on the website, is very similar. It's in fact the same Quran quiz as the quiz app. So you can take that. So, when this forum is finished, I encourage you, go on here, try it out, you'll enjoy it. Question answer forum, we encourage you to ask any questions you want on this question. on this menu here. You can ask any question, you can view any answers as well. You don't have to register, you can be anonymous, and then an answer will be given very shortly. Finally, we are always looking for teachers. So if you think you've got what it takes to teach, if you've got the knowledge, the understanding of how to teach children, and it's a very rewarding to be a teacher of the Holy Quran, you can apply at this site, itka.org.uk. It is run by, it is run here in the UK. It is an international website. So you can click on teacher registration here, and when you select a teacher, a very simple form, you fill it in, upload the required recording, and then we will assess and we'll get back to you. So Jazakallah, that's all I have. I will now hand back to Hafiz Saab.
Jazakumullah, thank you so much, Dabi Sab, for a nice presentation, and everything is covered with regards to our virtual arrangements and resources. Now, quickly, within 3-4 minutes, I like to mention Waqf-e-Arzi scheme. You may remember that in 2020, we have been given a 1,000 target by Huzuri Aqdas. Then there was a pandemic, COVID-19, we had to stop because of the lockdown. And again, we have a virtual mulaqat on 17th January and 2021. And Huzur specially said and directed that we should concentrate on AMLA members, central organization, Khudam, Ansar, Lajna, regional and local AMLA members, and other will do. So immediately we had a meeting, we made a plan, because that was at that time lockdown was there, our virtual mulaqat. But this reminded me the great advice by Hazrat Muslim radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, where he says in Urdu, Usr ho, yusr ho, kuch bhi ho, band magar dawat Islam na ho. You see, inna ma'al usri yusran, there are two conditions, usr and yusr. Usr, which is basically not very restricted circumstances, and that, and yusr, where everything is affluent, available, and easiness, comfort, peace. By say usr ho, yusr ho, these two conditions, kuch bhi ho, there's more emphasis, band magar dawat Islam na ho, that the preaching of Islam, the message of Islam should never be stopped. So with this echo, the Waqf-e-Arzi scheme, virtual Waqf-e-Arzi scheme was made, and by the grace of Allah, over 100 participants have now filled in the form. Over 50 they have been sent to different jamaats and taking parts from Lajna as well, Ansar, Khudam, and especially from National Amla. So far, 10 national Amla members have they have signed up, and some of them they have completed. I like to tell you, just for your motivation, that National Amir Sahib, Rafiq Ahmed Hayasab, is starting from tomorrow in Manchester North Jamaat as well, and all others are also doing that. Even Sadar Sahib Lajna, you know, she's also starting in Gillingham. So by the grace of Allah, this is a good time to say labbaik to the call of Khalifa Waqt. And this is the form, and all this is available on our website. If you would click on website, our Waqf-e-Arzi task, everything will be here. Just quickly, there will be a slightly difference. It doesn't mean that if you opt for 1 week or 2 weeks, you have to spend 8-10 hours per day. Only minimum 1 hour per day. That will be enough in the evening, and this is all virtual using Zoom and other resources. So this is for the, let's see, start from men, male delegates in assigned Jamaat. So these are the individual tasks, as you can see here, and the collective task, minimum 1 hour per day, and conducting Quran classes, talaffuz, tarjuma, one-to-one or group based. So all that will be is available in our website. So all these things It doesn't mean that you have to do 100% all that. Whatever is available and easily can be done in cooperation with the local president of the assigned Jamaat, a person can do that. And by the grace of Allah, people are enjoying that and they are feeling a lot of improvement from all there, and they are signing up again. So this is basically for our Khudam Ansar, and this is for Lajna members. So individual tasks which can be done and the collective tasks. And obviously they will do that all in cooperation with their local Lajna president and the regional president of Lajna. All these things will be there. So there will be a very healthy activity, and by the grace of Allah, good reports are coming. So I like to invite everyone who is listening to me from local Amla presidents and all others, and especially I am requesting Secretary Talimul-Quran and Secretaries Talimul-Quran, Waqf Arzi, Secretary Talim, Tarbiyat, everyone basically, and all other people, they should take part in this. You can do that in 1 week, and the second week can be done together or maybe after. And that is a collective, a Jamaati responsibility. As I mentioned that this is the commandment of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih, and he very clearly, finally, I would read that again, and that will conclude our this seminar. He said, first, you should concentrate on the Amla members of all the central organization. So we started from top. As I said, the National Amir Sahib, National Secretary Tabligh has done, Talim has done, 2 Secretary Rishta Natas. I think 1 Secretary Rishta Nata, Dr. Sab, also visited, and he was a virtual Waqf Arzi with you. You know very well. So similarly, Khudam Ansar Lachna, regional local Amla members, and then others. If they participate in this Waqf Arzi scheme, then others will follow them. So with this message, I like to conclude this presentation, and mic back to Regional Amir Sahib and final dua or final marks or Regional Mishni Sahib.
Assalamu alaikum. Regional Missionary Sahib here, they can unmute.
I think it will just to pass over to Daud Qureshi Sahib, Regional Murabi.
Okay. Jazakumullah. Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I would like to thank Hafiz Saab and his team for explaining many things for us. And by the grace of Allah, there was good participation. And I hope that all the members who participated in this program have benefited richly from this program. And in programs to come in future, they will also participate in this program. There is one thing I would like to, if Hafiz Saab is there, for my, we can say, maybe I didn't hear it properly, that Hafiz Saab mentioned that Hajjaj bin Yusuf, managed to put, darts and also what you call them, Fatah, Zamma, Kasra, the Harakat, and I think maybe Tashdeed and others. But I think that the dots all do exist in the alphabets already. So what we have read is the only Fatha, Zamma, Kasra, and Tashdeed, and Maddas. So Hafiz Saab, I don't know.
Now, actually, when the earliest copies were made, the dots were not there. That is why it could be said Raiba or Zaita. So there are 2-3 basically stages in which they were done. For example, first dots were introduced, and then under. Actually, Hajjaj bin Yusuf did not do that himself. He made a committee of a couple of people who did that. So I said that these things were introduced later on, but it is quite clear that the dots were not there in the earliest copies. I have seen one earliest copy in Istanbul myself in Topkapi Museum. There is no dot on that.
Okay. But only means like if it is a fa and kaf, how they were making difference.
They were people of language. They know that this is ba and this is ta. As we deal with the Urdu, many things, talaffuz, we know that this how it will be pronounced is a to or tu. We don't need as a tu or to. So they know that how to deal this. For example, if there is a zalikal kitabu la raiba, now la raiba ya takes 2 dots and ta is a ba with 1 dot. It could be read with zaita. So in this case, zalikal kitabu la zaita fi, there is no oil in that. Definitely it is not the, there is no, people of language will never do that. But we can do that. So in the earliest copies, as I mentioned, anybody can go to Top Copy Museum. 1 copy is open there. Surah Al Imran, the last 2 pages are open there. I have seen myself and I recited there in front of hundreds of people. So there is no doubt there.
Okay, Jazakallah. That's why I was wondering. Okay, now Jazakallah, I think that this is what I have just mentioned, that by the grace of Allah, the program was very, very informative and then also valuable. We have learned a lot from this today's program. And lastly, Dabir Bhatti Sahab has also introduced us the new website, which I think that the members can easily benefit from these programs. And of course, Hazur's instruction about the Waqf Arzi. All the regions, I know some of the members are doing Waqf Arzi. We received some of our members from different parts of the country for Edinburgh Jamaat and also for Glasgow Jamaat. And I hope that inshallah ta'ala, some of our members from Glasgow Jamaat, especially the office bearers, will also give their names and say labbaik on the call of Hazur Ayyadahullah ta'ala bin Nasr al-Aziz. And as we have seen, by the grace of Allah, members have taken a lot of interest in today's program. Similarly, they will also say labbaik on the call of Hazur and participate in larger number in Waqf Arzi scheme. It is just a virtual program. You are just going to sit at home and maybe give 1 hour for the cause of Allah the Almighty. So may God bless all of you, especially the team from our center, Hafiz Fazle Rabbi Sahab, Dabir Bhatti Sahab, and the rest of the members who participated. And finally, I will also like to thank Regional Amir Sahab for organizing this program for Scotland region. And I hope that inshallah ta'ala in the future we will also benefit from such these programs. Jazakumullah. With these few words, I will like, please join me in silent prayer before the end of the program. Please join me in silent prayer. Ameen. Jazakumullah.